Shabbat Shalom and welcome to the temple on this beautiful Shabbat. Rabbi Eisenkramer is on sabbatical and Rabbi Milgram had emergency surgery. He dislocated his knee, but he's doing fine. Our service will start on page 22 with Tov Le'odot.
Tov, Tov, Tov lehodot, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov, Tov, Tov lehodot, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer lishimcha elyon, lishimcha elyon. Uzamer lishimcha elyon. Tov, Tov, Tov lehodot, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov, Tov, Tov lehodot, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Lehagid baboker chastecho ve'emunotecho baleilot, baleilot. Tov, Tov, Tov lehodot, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov, Tov, Tov lehodot, Tov lehodot l'Adonai.
Our service continues on page 3. Please rise as Lori Yaloa comes forth and lights the Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu Shal Shabbat. Amen.
Please be seated. Our service continues on page 4. Vahi Erev, Vahi Voker, Yom Hashishi. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 6th day.
Vayecholu, vayecholu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chotzi va'am. Vayecholu, vayecholu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chotzi va'am. ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויכלו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכלו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות, ויכלו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכלו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם.
Our service continues on page 5 with Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotov v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho b'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'chata v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ava uvratzon, hinchatanu baruch atah Adonai mikadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide.
Thank you, Roxanne. Our service continues on page 20 with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi lekrat kala, pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala, pene Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachar b'dibon echad yishmi'anu, Elam yuchad Adonai echad ושמו אחד, שמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכוונך כי מכל הברכה מראש מקדם ניסוחה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכוונך כי מכל הברכה מראש מקדם ניסוחה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. התעוררי, התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצלה תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Our service continues on page 23. Adonai is sovereign. God is robed in grandeur. Adonai is robed. God is girded with strength. The world stands firm. It cannot be shaken. Your throne stands firm from of old. From eternity you have existed. The ocean sounds, Adonai. The ocean sounds its thunder. The ocean sounds its pounding. Above the thunder of the mighty waters, more majestic than the breakers of the sea is Adonai, majestic on high. Your decrees are indeed enduring. Holiness befits your house, Adonai, for all times. Service continues on page 26 with the Hatzi Cottage.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה יעלמד יפרח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביום אחד ובחיי כל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמירון מעלמא ויאמרו amen.
Our service continues on page 29. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings out with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nivarech, let us bless. Our service continues on page 28. Please rise for the Baruch Hu.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach, HaMivorach le'olam va'ed. HaMivorach, HaMivorach le'olam va'ed.
Be seated. Our service continues on page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. All right, please rise for the Shema on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Our service continues on page 36 with the Via Hafta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך וכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please join me on page 37. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They're reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you could be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Our service continues on page 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children in the generations to come, the song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedor b'kodesh, norat tehilot osef ele, norat tehilot osef ele. Malechotecha ro'u vonecha, bokei ayam lefnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedor b'kodesh, norat tehilot osef ele, norat tehilot osef ele.
Our service continues on page 42. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and our coming to life, to peace evermore. Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Our service continues on page 44 with Vishamru.
Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotom berit olam beini B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, b'ni uven, b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, isheshet Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et haaretz uvayom hashvi uvayom hashvi Shalom. השביעי וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
The service continues on page 47. In an envelope marked personal, God addressed me a letter. In an envelope marked personal, I have given my answer. Please rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ofia gitehilatacha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei HaKol V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot U'mevii Geula Livnei V'nehem L'man Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Michayei HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed Michayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Kayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'givurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechaya Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Ata Lehachayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Michayei HaKol Atah Kadosh V'Shemcha Kadosh U'Kdoshim B'chol Yom Yihallelu Chasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Our service continues on page 60 with Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav on Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav on Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atah Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav on Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav on Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov ve'enecha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav on Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam, Shalom Rahav on Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamvorech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Our service continues on page 253. If there are people in your life in need of healing, whether it be physical, mental, or spiritual, please rise. Those of you who are on YouTube, type in the names and Tommy will read them. Okay, our service continues on page 258 with a prayer for our country. Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness. A prayer for Israel. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. I invite you to join us in a moment of silent prayer and meditation.
Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikol habracha liavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, Yase shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. It's time for our birthday blessings. If anyone is celebrating their birthday during the month of June in our sanctuary, please come up now and join me. If you are watching at home, please type in your name, the date of your birth, and the age if you wish. Would you tell us your name and the date of your birth? Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, okay. Mazel tov to all of you. It's my pleasure to pronounce this blessing upon you. God, you have sustained and guided us and brought us to this place in the journey of life. Let us look out with wisdom from the high ground of our years and experiences. Let us gaze towards the past and future with a heightened sense of your presence as our guide. Today, as you celebrate the continual unfolding of your lives, may you be struck by the wonder of being. May kindness and compassion be upon your lips, and may strength and courage be with you in your comings and goings. O God, our Creator, you are the first and the last. May our lives ever be a song of praise to you, and let us say together, Amen. Are there any additional names at home, Tommy? Would you read the names? And those are Misha Beirachs. Okay. We're now going to join in our birthday song in honor of our birthdays. Hayom Yom Huledet, Hayom Yom Huledet, Hayom Yom Huledet Likolchem. Hayom Yom Huledet, Hayom Yom Huledet, Hayom Yom Huledet Likolchem. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Congratulations. It's a pleasure to be up here with you.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce Iris Udison, a member of our Board of Trustees, who has some announcements for us.
But before we do that, I'm going to say a few words. This week, I began to think about birthdays in preparation for tonight's service. And I came across some interesting writings about birthdays. The first is a rather poetic interpretation, and I quote, "What is the spiritual meaning of birthdays? Each soul that comes to this earthly plane was longing for the gift of having spiritual growth in a human body. Birthday is the day when the whole universe was rejoicing, and all the forces of nature and the people around you were helping you to come and celebrate your life," end quote. And what are some familiar messages
For birthdays, things that we have said for years and years. You may have heard, number one, wishing you a day filled with happiness and a year filled with joy. I've heard that before. Number two, happy birthday. I think we've heard that a few times. Another one, sending you smiles for every moment of your spiritual day and your special day. And another one, hope your special day brings you all your heart's desires. And of course, there are many others. And I found a quotation from Psalm 118, verse 24 in our Bible. This is the day our God acted. We will rejoice and celebrate in it. Good news. God created humankind and the earth. So we owe God our utmost gratitude. Rejoice for another year of birth and give up a prayer of thanks. I want to read that again. Rejoice for another year of birth and give up a prayer of thanks. And for me, this is the essence of each of our own birthdays. As I sat this last weekend on the beach in Long Branch with my extended family, my wife, of course, children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews, they were talking about things that were important to them and to those things that were near to their hearts. And I was very interested, as I was the senior member of this grouping. I especially enjoyed different points of view according to individual interests, age, and outlook on life. And I started to think to myself, as my mind kind of wandered, how lucky to be alive and enjoy the blue ocean, the sand rubbing against my feet, children making sandcastles, the excitement and happiness in their faces. I also watched joggers running across the edge of the water, something I especially enjoyed, as I wondered how many feet, how many yards, or how many miles they were going to run. Gosh, I wish I could run all those miles. We all face difficulties of one sort or another, but I feel truly that God watches over us in ways we may understand or that may not be clear to us all the time. I look at birthdays as a way to renew our souls. As a matter of fact, I actually think every day of our lives is a new birthday, our own personal day, a time to celebrate all of us, each in our own way, as a new beginning. And so, happy birthday to all of us, and God willing, we'll be back together again June of 2024, and I truly look forward to it. Blessed are you, eternal God, ruler of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for bringing us to this season.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Before we have our announcements, I just want to say what a pleasure it is for me to co-officiate with Harriet Golub. I've waited for this opportunity. I think this may have been since 17 years ago, actually. And it's really my pleasure to see you up here. And thanks for helping us.
Yeah, thank you, Cantor. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Iris Udison, a member of our Board of Trustees.
Shabbat Shalom, and thank you to Harriet for her admirable leading of our service, and 17 years, wow. Cantor, thank you for leading our service, the chanting, the special birthdays, and especially your enthusiasm towards running, because I know that's your favorite sport. And thank you to Kevin and Tommy for all that you do, and beautiful piano playing and music and transmission. Now, there are an enormous number of announcements, because this is June and July coming up, so there's an enormous number of announcements. But on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, Ronnie's adult education film series is taking place, Almost Friends. Fridays, the next 2 Fridays, we do have Sisterhood Game Day at 12:30 p.m., so that would just be the 23rd and the 30th, and no game day for July. For the rest of June, services are at 8 o'clock. That would be the 23rd. Fred and Linda are co-officiating, leading with Cantor and Kevin. And the 30th is going to be Allison Schachter, Cantor and Kevin. And the July services are all beginning at 7:30, and we'll do the best we can, those of us who are co-officiating, to emulate the job that Harriet has done. And finally, the last announcement, which is not in the bulletin, is Sisterhood. The Sisterhood Book Club is meeting on July 6th at 7:30. That's a Zoom meeting, and the book that we're reading is Storyteller by Jodi Picoult, and it's really a lot of fun to come. If you haven't come to Sisterhood Book Club, it's a lot of fun to come, and you don't have to leave the house. You probably don't have to read the book, although if you don't read the book, it's not as good. So have a safe and healthy and happy weekend. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Iris. Please rise for the Aleinu on page 282.
Aleinu nishabeach ladon hakol, latekidu laliotze breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo somanu kimishbichod ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vigor aleinu kichol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נותן שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, מידת היום והשיבותה אל לבבך. כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים mimal, mi'alaretz, mi'alaretz, mitachat, enod, enod, v'nema v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, Oshemo, Oshemo, Oshemo echad.
Our service continues on page 289. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled. It burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Some of us can never die. We move in an eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. Service continues on page 93. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death as we rise. We're saying Kaddish tonight for Sylvia Dubinsky, mother of Arnold Dubinsky, and we are observing the following yortzites: Solomon Blumberg, Monroe Bodenstein, Herbert Brenner, Lindsay Damsky, Diane Gilbert, Lauren Goldman, Alexander Gordon, Rita Guberman, Jordan Holtzman, Ann Kesselman, Harold Lamb, Ernest Moses, Julius Moskowitz, Anna Pardo, Mo Paul, Lillian Pelagal, Adele Schoenbart, Carl Weintraub, Sheila Weintraub, Charles Willinger, Sylvia Epstein, Sheila Holtzman-Frey, Lawrence Gold, Elsa Katz, Betsy Polchulski, Rebecca Poland, Jekiel Rosen, Herbert Siegel, Musha Smolyanskaya, Gertrude Wilson, and Harriet Zarfis. Please join me as we say Kaddish together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yamam Yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon yomechon ufayed kol Beit Yisrael b'galav zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam omei omaya Yit barav v'yishtabah Naseh, V'yit Hadar, V'yit Hallel, V'yit Halal, Shemei Dekudashah, Briachu, Le'el Amin Kol Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, Damiram B'yama V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Mim Shemaya, V'chaim Elena V'yakol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. Osei Shalom
Bimromav.
Yaseh Shalom Aleinu
v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
for our closing song, which is on page 324. It's Yigdal, and for the Borei and Motzi.
Yigdal Elohim Chai, v'yishtabach, nimsa v'yenet, el metzi'oto, echad v'yen yochid, keyichodo, ne'lam b'gam en sof, le'achduto, hino adon olam, lechon otzor, Yoreh gedulatom, o malachotom, shefa v'lu'atam, nitanu, el anshe segulato v'tivarto, lo yachlif ha'el, v'lo yamedatom, le'olamim, l'zulatom, sofer v'yodeyam, Sitarenu, mabit l'sof davar, pikad matom, chaye olam notam, bitochenu, baruch adayod, shem tihilatom, chaye olam notam, bitochenu, baruch adayod, shem tihilatom. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.